Hopewell Presbyterian Church. Every week, one of the things that I do is host our staff meeting on Tuesday mornings. On Tuesdays, Lucy, Charlie, and I, and now Katie, our student pastor, gather together to plan for our week, our shared life together, be it programming or prayer or communication or worship. But before we do any of that work, we always worship together, and we also check in with one another. And one of the questions that I use to check in with the staff is this: how are you doing in body, mind, and spirit? So I want to share with you how I'm doing in body, mind, and spirit. In body, I am so thankful for this beautiful fall weather that allows me to be outside and active and connecting with other people safely. And there are actually two ways this week that we can be outside with one another, connecting safely if we so choose. The first way is on Saturday. All are invited to join us at Howell Farm for a little bit of an amazing race through their corn maze. Consider joining and purchasing your ticket beforehand. And if you do so, I will see you there at 2 p.m. The other way that we can gather together outside is by going to worship. I have been so overjoyed at the way that our hybrid worship allows us to gather both together outside and over Zoom, connecting with individuals and leaders across space and situation. So I look forward to seeing you on Sunday in your square, be it on your screen or in the grass. The next question is, how am I doing in mind? And I would say the word that I would just use to describe how I'm doing in mind is invigorated. I've been so invigorated by the education series that Nurture and Growth has put together to help us understand who we are as characters in God's grander story. This past Sunday, our student pastor, Katie, helped us look at the various different aspects of each of our identities and how those play together and how those might create blind spots for some of us. This week, as we look at some of the things that could have been aspects of our identities that we picked out, Ian Burrow and Elaine Buck are going to be sharing with us what it means to have a Hopewellian identity of faith. They're going to take a moment and take us through the history of communities of faith in Hopewell as we try and figure out, how do we continue to live into God's story for this community? So my word there was invigorated. The last question then is, how am I doing in spirit? And I think the word that I would use to describe how I'm doing in spirit is inspired. For the last 2 weeks, I have been inspired by the way that the larger community of Hopewell, through the Hopewell Council of Churches, has come together on Monday nights. We have had over 50 participants in the community-wide book study on Bev and Elaine's book, If These Stones Could Talk. And I have been inspired by the courage that I have seen from Bev and Elaine. I have been inspired by the vulnerability I have seen by a variety of people sharing the ways that they navigate fear and trepidation as they enter into conversations about race and this community. And these are really tough and difficult conversations, but what I think I see in these conversations over the course of the last 2 weeks is an opportunity for us as a community of faith to guide the larger community through tough discussions, doing what we see Jesus do on a regular basis. And I really look forward to the way that this can be a witness, both by just being present and listening, and also by taking a step and sharing our stories and how we have seen the community, through the power of the Holy Spirit, come together even in tough times around tough topics like race and identity. So that's how I'm doing in body, mind, and spirit. And I ask that you too take some time right now to consider, how are you doing in body, mind, and spirit? And also, how might you connect to the work that the Holy Spirit is doing at the church to help support how you're doing in body, mind, and spirit? And if there is a way that you would like to see if the church can help you grow in how you're doing in body, mind, or spirit, I encourage you to reach out to me. I would love to have a conversation and just to check in and see how you're doing. If I don't hear from you, I look forward to seeing you on Sunday, either on the screen or in a little square on the grass. All right?